Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we dive into one of the most notorious sequels in horror and monster movie history. Jaws. The Revenge, released in 1987. It is the fourth entry in the legendary Jaws franchise. A movie that attempted to extend the terror of the ocean, but instead became infamous for its bizarre premise, questionable special effects, and a storyline that asks audiences to believe that a shark can carry a personal grudge and plot revenge on a single family over thousands of miles. Yet, despite the criticism and jokes over the years, it remains a fascinating case study for kill count breakdowns and horror enthusiasts alike. We will examine the exterior presentation of the film, the interior narrative, choices, the performances, the attempts at safety by the characters, the unique selling points, the price it paid critically and commercially, and finally, the ultimate conclusion and cultural legacy. The movie opens in Amity Island, with Ellen Brody still mourning the death of her husband, Martin Brody, from a supposed heart attack, and the death of her son, Sean Brody, in the cold December waters. The opening sequence is immediately shocking. Sean is tasked to clear a buoy log when the shark attacks him violently, ripping off his arm and dragging him underwater, while carolers sing in the background. This stark contrast between holiday cheer and gruesome death immediately establishes the shark's personal vendetta and sets the tone for a revenge-driven narrative that stretches believability to the extreme. Ellen's grief is palpable. Her maternal instincts lead her to flee Amity for the safety of her remaining son, Michael, who lives in the Bahamas. Michael, portrayed by Lance Guest, is a marine biologist working with his wife, Carla, and daughter, Thea. Their home life is designed to appear safe and serene. But the tropical beauty of the Bahamas contrasts violently with the lurking threat of the shark. Ominous shadows glide through crystal-clear waters, and the occasional ripple on calm surfaces signals danger. The exterior settings are visually bright, sunny, and paradisiacal, with turquoise waters and golden sands creating a false sense of security. However, these same waters become hunting grounds and arenas of horror, just as deadly as the cold northern seas of previous films. Michael's work brings him closer to danger as he conducts dives, surveys, and tests sonar equipment to track the shark. His colleague, Jake, played by Mario Van Peebles, injects energy, humor, and occasional danger into the story. Each kill in this film is staged with a combination of tension, suspense, and practical effects that were a mixture of impressive for the era and unintentionally humorous in modern hindsight. One memorable attack occurs when the shark ambushes to divers exploring a wreck. Sunlight streams through the water, giving a serene calmness, only to be shattered when the massive dorsal fin emerges. One diver is mauled, while the other escapes traumatized. This sequence shows how the interior narrative uses suspense to maximize terror. The shark strikes quickly and with surprising intelligence, suggesting it is tracking the Brody family and showing an almost supernatural awareness. Ellen experiences psychic premonitions and dreams, which blur the line between reality and imagination, enhancing the interior atmosphere of dread and paranoia. The lack of effective safety measures is highlighted repeatedly. Local authorities dismiss Ellen's warnings, the ocean remains unmonitored. The Bahamas authorities are either absent or ineffective. The characters are left isolated, vulnerable, and reliant on their own wits and courage, making each encounter with the shark more suspenseful. Unique selling points of Jaws. The Revenge include the return of Ellen Brody, the tropical Bahamas setting, and the shark acting almost with human-like intelligence. These points may seem absurd, yet they differentiate the film from other creature features and have given it cult status over time. The kills themselves are relatively sparse compared to other slashers. Sean Brody's death is the emotional anchor. Later, the shark attacks Michael and Jake during their research dives, leading to tense underwater sequences. Jake himself is attacked and presumed killed in one version of the movie, though depending on the cut, he either dies or improbably survives. Other victims include minor characters attacked off-screen or in brief moments to remind us of the shark's presence. The banana boat scene is another highlight. Thea is nearly a victim, and another woman is dragged into the sea, blood spreading in stark contrast to the tropical beauty. This kill exemplifies the absurd tension the film tries to maintain while keeping its focus on the Brody family. Lorraine Gary as Ellen carries the emotional weight of loss, grief, and determination. She convinces the audience that despite the ridiculous plot, the stakes are real. Lance Guest as Michael portrays a man balancing scientific curiosity with paternal responsibility. Mario Van Peebles adds charisma, humor, and danger through his character, Jake. The shark's animatronic performance, however, remains uneven and often unintentionally humorous. Yet even in these limitations, the kills are staged with suspense in mind. The pacing mixes calm family moments with high-tension shark sequences. The final showdown is iconic for its over-the-top approach. Ellen takes command of a small boat armed with a makeshift weapon. She navigates the ocean determined to face the shark head-on. In the climax, she drives the boat directly at the shark, impaling it on the broken bow. The shark leaps and roars in a moment of cinematic absurdity before ultimately succumbing, either exploding or dying impaled, depending on the cut. This climax provides a satisfying, if bizarre, closure to the family's ordeal. From a performance standpoint, the movie struggles because the shark is unconvincing and the story asks too much suspension of disbelief. Yet Lorraine Gary carries emotional weight, and Michael Caine, who plays Hoagie, brings charisma and comic relief. Famously, Caine joked he never saw the movie but saw the house it bought him, highlighting the price of this production. The price of Jaws. The Revenge was significant. With a budget around $23 million, it underperformed at the box office and received critical scorn. Yet its notoriety has granted it a cult status, ensuring that horror fans, shark enthusiasts, and curious moviegoers continue to watch, dissect, and discuss it. In conclusion, Jaws, The Revenge 1987 is a fascinating disaster. On the exterior, it offers tropical colors, family themes, and the return of familiar characters. On the interior, it struggles with implausible plotting and poor effects. Performance-wise, the cast does their best, but the shark fails as a believable threat. safety measures collapse against the absurd premise of personal revenge. Unique selling points turn into laugh points. The price was critical scorn, but the reward is a place in cinematic history. From a kill count perspective, the bodies are few but memorable, and the true victim may be the legacy of Jaws itself. Despite everything, people keep watching, laughing, and discussing it, proving that sometimes even the worst movies can have the longest afterlives. The ocean may be calm, the shark gone, but the impact of Jaws, the revenge, the kills, the performances, the suspense, and the audacious premise remain vivid in cinematic memory.